They're suing me for something I didn't do. It's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking...
Jake Paul has reportedly been sued by Netflix after his loss to Anthony Joshua. And watching this situation unfold in real time was honestly surreal. From the very beginning, it was clear what this event was meant to be, how it was promoted, and how far it drifted from that promise once reality stepped in. This was never supposed to be a quiet fight that people forgot about the next day. It was meant to be a huge cultural moment, a headline-making spectacle that grabbed attention around the world.
That Gervonta Davis was being very difficult to work with and Netflix was just waiting.
The fight was marketed as a global Netflix heavyweight boxing event, streamed to millions of subscribers across different countries. And there was one message Netflix repeated over and over in its promotion. This was real boxing, not influencer chaos. Not a friendly exhibition match. Not retired athletes sparring for fun. Not YouTube drama dressed up as a fight. This was presented as Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, live on Netflix, in a legitimate professional arena. There were official judges, ringside doctors, professional broadcast crews, and all the visual signals of a true heavyweight boxing match. Everything about the setup was meant to communicate seriousness, credibility, and legitimacy.
He broke his jaw. He's fine. We met with Netflix afterwards. He took a shower. He drove himself to the hospital. A broken jaw is very common in sports, particularly in boxing or MMA, and I think the recovery time from...
Jake entered that arena overflowing with confidence. The entire image built around him was about being different, fearless, and immune to criticism. That was the story being sold to viewers. That was the idea Netflix invested in and spent a lot of money promoting. But the marketing collided hard with reality. Across the ring was not a retired mixed martial artist looking for a payday. Not a former basketball player experimenting with boxing. Not a name from decades ago chasing nostalgia. Standing there was Anthony Joshua, a former two-time unified heavyweight champion and an Olympic gold medalist. A real fighter with more than 10 years of elite-level competition ingrained into his instincts. Joshua had spent years taking punches from real heavyweights, learning under real pressure, and sharpening his craft at the highest level. Jake, by comparison, built his boxing path through social media visibility and carefully selected matchups designed to reduce risk.
Joshua didn't throw a single straight right hand for 6 rounds.
When you broke it down honestly, the gap in experience was almost uncomfortable to watch. Joshua brought Olympic experience representing his country, world titles across multiple organizations, championship rounds against the best in the division, and even losses that shaped him into a smarter, tougher fighter. Jake brought flashy highlight clips, highly edited promo videos, and a list of opponents chosen to help him grow his record safely. The physical differences were just as obvious once they stood together. Joshua had the reach, the size, the natural power, the timing built through thousands of rounds, and the calm that comes from real pressure. He didn't need to prove anything. Jake, on the other hand, relied heavily on loud confidence and non-stop bravado just to stay part of the conversation.
And not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow. I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground. I was like, that was a good shot.
Did he surprise you with his power?
To be honest, no, but I mean,
This fight marked the first time Jake Paul stepped into the ring with a prime, active, world-level boxer who had no reason to go easy on him. There was no safety net in the matchmaking, no story protection if things fell apart, just pure risk. As soon as the opening bell rang, his body language told the story. This was no longer about winning or making a statement. It became about survival. Everyone watching understood that this loss wouldn't just be a mark on his record. It would be the public unraveling of the entire Jake Paul boxing formula, broadcast live to millions. The belief that confidence and branding could replace years of real experience collapsed in front of a global audience.
Looks like Jake Paul's trying to bait him into something, but he's the one that's hit the canvas twice in this round. Incredible.
From the opening seconds of round 1, Jake's true strategy became clear. He moved sideways, avoided exchanges, grabbed and clinched whenever Joshua closed the distance, reset, and repeated the cycle. There was no attempt to control the ring or dominate the fight. It was defensive movement meant to stay afloat. What many casual viewers missed is that Joshua allowed this to happen. He slowed the pace on purpose, studied Jake's habits, tracked his movement, and waited. Jake circled the ring like someone trying not to sink, using clinches as moments to catch his breath. Joshua stayed patient, knowing the energy would drain away. That calm patience is what real championship experience looks like. When you know your opponent is working just to survive, you let them exhaust themselves before you strike.
I love this shit, and I'm going to come back and get a world championship belt at some point.
Are you surprised you went 6 rounds with the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. I just got tired, to be honest.
The 5th round was where everything truly fell apart. 2 knockdowns in the same round, not from chaos or luck, but from steady damage and collapsing fundamentals. His balance disappeared. Defense broke down. His legs stiffened. Breathing became heavy. Any illusion of a competitive fight vanished. By the 6th round, the ending felt inevitable. One clean, perfectly timed power punch landed. No drama, no controversy, just force meeting vulnerability. The referee stepped in immediately. There was nothing left to prove. Jake's body was already done before the count mattered.
Joshua had some class and, apologized to me.
Did he really?
Yeah. He worked his way through the crowd and came up to me and said, "Mom, it's just boxing.
It's the fight game.
It's just the fight game."
Obviously.
The reaction afterward told the full story. Some people were surprised Jake lasted 6 rounds against someone like Joshua. At the same time, many were shocked by how helpless he looked once the pressure was real and unavoidable. This wasn't bravery on display. It was a methodical breakdown captured from every angle. The tough talk disappeared quickly. Within hours, Jake was taken to a hospital for evaluation. There were no victory speeches, no bold statements, no posts claiming moral wins. Just hospital lights and doctors doing their work. The diagnosis was worse than first reported. It began as a broken jaw. Then scans showed a double fracture. This wasn't rumor or online speculation. It was confirmed through medical imaging. Recovery estimates landed at 4 to 6 week minimum, assuming no complications. This wasn't swelling or bruising. This was structural bone damage. A fractured jaw affects every part of daily life. Eating solid food becomes nearly impossible. Speaking is painful. Even breathing needs care. All training stops immediately. No sparring, no pad work, no conditioning involving head movement. This isn't something makeup can hide. It's damage to the skull that can permanently change how a fighter approaches the sport, if they return at all. But Jake quickly tried to turn it into content. Posts went up joking about the injury. Hospital photos became branding. Captions leaned into toughness instead of reflection. There was no accountability, no honest evaluation of what went wrong, just image maintenance. Then came the major fallout. The scheduled super fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis was officially canceled. The bout had been set for November 14th in Miami. Tickets were already sold. Marketing was live. Sponsors were locked in. Crews were hired. Venues were booked. Netflix had committed serious money before promotion even fully launched. Financial projections reportedly reached $120 million in total event value. That included subscriptions, advertising, sponsorships, and long-term brand positioning. This was not a small experiment. Costs were already being paid daily. Then Jake canceled everything outright. No rescheduling, no negotiation, just walked away. Netflix's lawsuit did not claim confusion. It alleged willful breach of contract. That distinction matters. The damages were filed at $100 million, with the potential to rise. This wasn't about a changed mind. It was about accountability. Jake's reliability took a measurable hit. Platforms and advertisers remember losses like this. Netflix executives were reportedly furious. Partners were angry. Trust was damaged. A data-driven company suddenly looked reckless. Jake didn't just lose a boxing match. He burned goodwill with a multi-billion-dollar company. And that impact will last far beyond this lawsuit.